Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Monday morning, the first Monday of April 2023. We're glad to be here. April is always an exciting month. April and May back to back just brings in so many exciting things here in the outdoors. It's like April love, and it just makes you fall in love with outdoors over and over again in April and May in the springtime. So I got tickled too at March. We always use the phrase, March comes in like a lion and leaves like a lamb. Well, it left like a lion also with that wind blowing like 16 miles per hour. On Friday. So anyway, here we are in April. It's going to be an exciting month. So let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Drew Potter's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Good folks, hardworking, and take care of your everyday comfort needs. High today 79, low 69. And water temperature at the end of the pier is 69 degrees. And we're going to talk about pier fishing in a little bit. Our Monday moon phase, we're looking at the full moon coming up this Thursday night. That's going to be some exciting times because there's all kinds of things that you're going to hear, all kind of owls. And we heard an owl. Finally, these owls are making a comeback after the storm. It's been interesting. We've always had owls in our neighborhood and down at the Cape. And then when the storm hit, they just didn't have word of getting trees. But over the past couple of months, we've started to hear them again. It's just exciting. It sometimes wakes you up in the morning, but it's still, to me, that's nature at its best. Okay, our tide chart. I'm gonna have to have a confession here. I do the tide chart, each month and all. I don't have the April tide chart yet, but I promise you I'll get it in. But we'll get to it soon. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Just got off the phone with Sea Quarter, checking with them down there. The fish are biting, and the pompano are doing good on the beach. The trout and redfish have been really good in the bay system back behind St. George Island. So I felt like that's going to be the report. So especially coming into this week and going on into next week, or the next couple of weeks, going to be some really good fishing down there around the Carabel area. If you haven't been down there fishing, you're missing out. I know it's a little drive down there, but it's sort of a last of the old Florida. Okay, I'm not going to have a lot of individual pictures today. I want to start, this has been on my mind a lot lately, but I wanted to go and share it with you because we're always talking about taking care of our environment. A lot of times it sort of goes in one of our ears and goes out the other. But the estuaries are so important here in the Florida Panhandle. And some of the things I put on the show sort of support that. And I ran across this the other day. I'm just going to share this with you a little bit, and I'm going to read something to you. But this is basically, they put St. Andrew Bay and St. Joe Bay together in this estuary program. I'm going to go over the program because I didn't fully understand it myself. So just right here, it has St. Joe Bay has the richest, most abundant concentration of marine grasses. Okay, so this is St. Joe Bay, and here's a better picture of it. The red, of course, ironically, are the grass areas. Now, that is why that bay is so rich and diverse, and it's very important that we preserve it. But anyway, I started reading up on the estuary program and the Panhandle program. So they were talking about this one, but I'm going to go back to where we started, and actually, I did not know this. This tells you about estuaries, and we know what they are. We won't go into detail. We've talked about them enough, and planning. So there's been planning and the collaboration of science and community-based folks and all. So what they did back in the watershed, there was a turning point. I want to show this to you right here. In 2018, the EPA awarded a $2 million grant to establish the initial Panhandle Estuary program in Pensacola and Perdido Bay. So, okay, they started on the western end of the Panhandle, which is fine. If you ever been in the Escambia Bay over there, I'll talk about it later, but it was a dead bay. I mean, it really was. And they had a chemical plant up there. And, we went one time, and I was going to see if I could find any scallops, and I got out of water and had to take a shower. So anyway, so they started that in 2018, okay? And then come on down, and so they're working in 2 other regions applied, but they didn't get a grant. But then in 2019, right here in the center of the page, 2019, Choctawhatchee Bay programs in Okaloosa and Walter County, they started it with $2.25 million in restore money. This restore money, thankfully we got some of that in our area. So they committed some of it to the estuary. So then, and what has happened now in May of 2020, St. Joe Bay and St. Andrew Bay, they put them together. And they gave us $1 million. They gave the other people more, but at least we got $1 million. It's going to be $230,000 a year. So that's the deal there. But I wanted to show you. I'm going to go back and show you this. And what concerns me now at this point in time of our estuary programs, I think everyone's aware of it. What's going to hurt this area here and also in St. Andrew Bay are the rental pontoon boats when they get out there and they just go through these areas, and they don't do it on purpose. They don't mean to. They just don't know any better. And we're going to see a plethora of rental pontoon boats. I mean, we talked about it before, but this area here is concerning to me. And I know the people renting them out, they don't want the damage either. But we just got to make sure we get the areas marked well. I know they've started a program to mark it, but when those propellers go through there, you saw what kind of damage it does. I wanted to start the week off talking about that and just letting you know that there's money being put out there to restore these grasses and all. But at the same time, we just having so many people coming in with so many boats and all that do not know any better. So if you have folks coming in, tell them about these grass beds, to stay off the grass beds and just idle through them, or just scallop season, you see what'll happen. But getting back to the time we were camping, Gail and I, the kids were camping this years ago. They were kids, and we liked to hit state parks, and we always go swimming. I said we were at the state park there in Pensacola, actually over on the other side there. I can show you close to the fort. And I was all tickled about it, and I did a little bit of surf fishing. I said, tomorrow now I'm going out to the bay and see if there's any scallops out there. And I got out there in that bay, and you could just, it was just weird. This was a long time ago. Everything just looked dead. I mean, it was sand, and then I was looking around for crab or sand dollar or something, and there was just nothing in that bay. And I wasn't that aware of all the damage it had environmentally. And like I said, there was a chemical company up on the north end of the bay, and a big old company that really killed a lot of things off, but it is making a comeback. But I want to share that with you. That's what can happen if we don't take care of it. And that back then, environmental regulation was just non-existent. So there's a lot of damage was done. So anyway, that's important to me. I know it's important to you. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's go with this right here. This knot tying, it was so much fun when I had our students and all. And then when the apps came out, back in the day, we did it out of a book and showed each other how to do it and all that. And I would stand in front and have different colored ropes. We talked about different colored rope and all. But now there's a great app online. I keep it on here. And I want to share with you, it's right here. It's Animated Knots by Grog, if you want to get it. So, and then it has the categories. And of course, we're going to go all the way down. Guess what category we're going to? Fishing. So we're going to hit fishing knots. It has all these. I want to just show you a couple of them. I wrote down last night. We'll go down here to the Palomar. There, okay, right here in the center, the Palomar knot, right here. Let me turn it sideways. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Let me go back. We're going to go back. Okay. I'm going to go one step at a time. What's good about this, you got double the strength of your line. See how you double it over? And you just go one, okay. One, flip it over, come up underneath it, pull it a little tight, then go over. See, we'll go over right there, go over the hook, and then bring it back, tighten it up, and okay, tighten it. And then, of course, you snip the ends off like that. That's a Palomar, very strong knot. You double the strength of your line there. Okay, a couple of others I want to go by. The snail, this is what the commercial guys use. I just let it run through. You wrap it around the shaft, okay? You come back through, the commercial guys, this is what they go by. And you see what they're doing. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Come through, you go back through, and you just wrap it around the shaft. and that just gives a lot of strength to the hook itself. They don't want to lose those big old red snappers and big grouper they're catching to feed us with at the restaurant. That's a snail. Now I want to go to the uni knot down here at the bottom. This is a good knot here. A lot of folks are using it now. What's good about this? Okay, tighten up. Okay, see the loop it leaves at the end. So if you're fishing with a lure, an active lure, it gives a lot more action to it. Okay, I'm gonna go back over that. Okay, cause this is a good one. Okay, just wrap it around, come back through the loop. Okay, just wrap it around, and then you tighten it up right there, and then you have that space with the loop right there. Okay, let's do one more, and the improved clinch knot. I'll get tickled when they use the word improved. Improved clinch knot. Okay. This is a knot I use. I've always used it. I don't know. I haven't improved on it, but they call it improved. Okay. I've just started using this as a kid, and I've always used it. So let's go back through it. Okay. All right. You come through. One. Okay. Go up top. You wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back through the bottom, and then back through the loop right there. Very simple. If you want to teach someone a really good all-around knot, I would recommend this one. Just tighten it up right there, snip it off, and that's called the improved clinch knot. Okay, so I just like to every now and then go over knots. I know we've talked about them before. At least once a year, go over them again. And you can get them online. You can get little booklets on how to do it. Just learn some basic knots and then teach them to somebody else. They're a lot of fun and very practical. You can use them in all kinds of categories, like the boating category, or fishing category, and all kind of recreational categories. So anyway, that's a good app. I like that app. Now let's move on. We talked about it last Friday, so we're going to do another Wee-Wall Wiggler giveaway. And Richard Lawrence has been so generous in giving us a lot of stuff to give away from the Wee-Wall Wiggler bait and tackle. So here we go. I have the first thing. This is going to be a good package here. I had about, I counted, I think 15 or 16 packages left. So I'm going to give away half of those today, and then I'm going to do the other half later on. So we got two more. We got this drawing and one more. But with this one, we're going to add, check this out, a Zebco, the old Zebco 33. They're heavy duty now, but this is a fine rod and reel push button. And I've thought about just going on some fishing trips, and we all still have our Zebco 33s or something like that. I thought about doing some fishing trips, just the old push button rod and reel, and see if we couldn't catch some stuff there. So I wanted to that's going to be one of them there. Okay, so in addition, how about a Z-Man trout trick right here? Z-Man. Oh, and the flicker from Berkeley, flicker bait right there. And I actually am going over two of them because they're actually different sizes. You can experiment with different sizes. These are $8 a piece right there. Okay, and then we got to get a jig in here from Key Largo, Strike King. A good jig here all around. And then also another Strike King. This is a shad, the shad right here. Shad is a natural bait, and you can't go wrong using a shad, okay? Now I'm gonna give away one shrimp. I have 3 shrimps here from Voodoo, but I wanted to show you all 3 of them, the different colors, okay? You have that yellow one, and then you have a white one, and then you have like a clear one. And if you have, what I want to bring up in your tackle box, you really want a collection of different colors, because you understand when you're out fishing in a bait system, it changes almost daily. Sometimes you have clear water, then sort of semi-clear, and then sometimes sort of muddy after a hard rain. And the fish, they will adapt to it, and they're going to go after bait they see. Okay, so that's why Voodoo done so well on the shrimp. Also, I'm going to put one of these in here. Let's do, which one y'all want? How about the natural color? I like the natural color. Okay, so that package here and the rod and reel. Let's do that. It's going to go to the winner and come here by the Fox 28 studio here off 23rd Street and pick it up. The winner is from Cottondale, Kenny Jackson. Congratulations. Okay, so now I'll save these others. We're going to do another package probably next week. I think we've given just about everything away, so we're proud to do it. Okay, let's take a final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back and glad you're with us this morning. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Looking at this morning, 10:06 to 12:06. This evening, 10:27 to 12:27 later on tonight. I do want to show one picture. Mike Edwards sent this. I got it Friday morning, but check it out. Mike said he came in with 2 hens and put on a show at my decoys. A great morning. Good job, Mike, and let me see if I can get a little bit closer pictures of this. How about right here? Check it out. That's a big bird right there. And there's some good eating. There you go. Mike Edwards, the inventor of the Panhandle Wiggler, still making those handmade fishing lures here in Lynn Haven. Proud of you, Mike. Okay. Now, also wanted to talk about some different places to go pompano fishing. I have all kinds of things written down here, but I wanted to wait and really sort of go over it. Would I have time to get up on the screen and talk about it? Before I do that, I do want to talk about this right here. I got a nice email. Y'all are so good about sending stuff to me, and I appreciate it. But I got this email here the other day. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I'm going to read the top part to you. This is from Jay Fishburne. Hey, Coach, I just want to read to you. I wanted to thank you again for all you do for the community and all your efforts keeping the Panhandle culture alive, which we feel very strong about. I enjoy watching the show every day, and it feels like I'm sitting on the porch having a cup of coffee with a good friend when I watch the show. So thanks again for what you do. To me, that surmises exactly what we want to try to do here. We're all in this together. We're not going to try to put on airs. We're going to be our real self. We're going to, if we're sitting on the porch talking with you or out by pumping gas and you're next door to me and the gas pump, I'll strike up a conversation. We all have this thing in common. We love the outdoors and we care about people and we care about our Panhandle heritage. So that meant a lot to me, Jay, when you sent that. And it made me think about going back to our goals here on Panhandle Outdoors. I just hand wrote this down several years back, and our goals are Panhandle Outdoors, okay? And you can see it in my handwriting. Inform you, to entertain you, and to encourage you. And that's what we just try to do. And I'm very, very thankful. And we also want to try, one more thing here, I want to try to negate the negative and pursue the positive. So that's sort of our philosophy all along on doing this show and all helping each other out. It takes a team effort. Gail and Jeff here doing all kind of work, and then the Panhandle Outdoors team with those folks coming in and helping me a lot when I'm not here. And then you, the viewing audience, who's so good about giving us feedback on so many things and sending a lot of stuff. And of course our advertisers, they keep us on the air, so I appreciate it when you do some business with them. Small Business America, and that's what we're about. So we're proud of all of that. Okay, now April, like I said, exciting month. I want to go over the April to-do list. I was sitting down with her last night, and Gail was sitting over here on the other end of the couch. I said, okay, I'm going to do the April to-do. What's the first thing? And she said, the first thing is go fishing. So I wrote that down, fishing, go fishing. Because honestly, you know what's going on in the salt water, in the bays, and in the fresh water. It's a time of change. So number one would be go fishing, and it's warming up, and it's going to be an exciting month to go fishing. Number two, this is not very exciting, but do check your boat batteries. If you remember last week, I had Billy Grantham on, and he got back from his cruise, and he started checking his stuff, and he had a dead battery. And it was so dead it wouldn't recharge, so he had to go buy him a new battery. So I'm preaching in the choir too. A lot of times I go too long of a period without charging mine. So you really want to check your boat batteries. And of course the lithium batteries now, I don't have one yet, but I do plan to get one because they're expensive, but everyone swears by them. Okay, number three, it's a great time to go hiking, get out on a trail, go through the woods, walk. You don't have to walk 25 miles, just walk a couple hundred yards. Some great nature trails all throughout the Panhandle. The flowers are starting to bloom. The rain we've had, and the April showers and bring the May flowers. It's all part of nature, and it's just a grandiose show. So get out and do some walking around. Number four, and I want to do this more. We used to do a lot of it. Just have a picnic somewhere in the outdoors. You go to a park or somewhere, just get out and just have a picnic. Just an old-fashioned picnic. You don't have to have the checkered tablecloths and a basket, but just take some food out there before it gets too hot. They go picnicking is great in April, outdoor picnic. Number 5, y'all are good about this. All these flowers that are blooming, y'all take some pictures and share them with us. I mean, there's some spectacular blooms this time of the year, and y'all been good about that. In fact, I haven't brought in my pictures of my honeysuckle, my wild honeysuckle that I grafted from my dad's plant from way back when he found it in the woods. It had to have been over 50 years ago. So we've got that same honeysuckle growing with different generations. Number 6, always a good time to go camping if you're a camper. As you know, this is a good time with the weather like it is. You still got a little bit of cool breeze. You got cool mornings and cool evenings. A good time to go camping. That was number 6. Number 7, go to a different state park. I'm always talking about go to state park, or if you get in the habit of going to the same one, that's good. But go to a different one and just check it out. Falling Waters, or Three Rivers, or anyway, there's so many different ones here in the Panhandle. Just go to a different one this spring. Make it a point to do that. And also, go along the scenic trail up Highway 65, going through Liberty County. Okay, number 7. That was number 7. Number 8. Go fly a kite. It's a great time of year to fly a kite. That's an outdoor activity, especially on the beach. Number 9, take someone else to do something in the outdoors. Okay, just share with somebody. It could be anything in the outdoors, and you know the variety of things you can do. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to take them all kind of places. And number 10, the final one, check out the birds and butterflies. Like I talked about the owl a while ago, but the butterflies are just really coming out now. And in fact, I've got one on the hood of my truck. He came out a little too slow. But anyway, check out the birds and butterflies here this time of year. So that's the April to-do list. And that's going to start wrapping us up. We got all kind of stuff coming up this week. Having special guests, and some really special guests you're going to enjoy. I appreciate the feedback y'all give. And don't forget to support our sponsors and enjoy the great outdoors and take care of it and share it with someone else. And meanwhile, do something good for someone and have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.